Welcome to the Mental Mobility Podcast, episode number 116, Mental Health Days. Do you need them? Do you take them? Do you think that people think you're a because you might? Come with me. Follow the captain. Follow the skipper. Let's go see episode number 116 on your way. You ready? I'm ready. Let's go. And welcome back. Thank you guys for coming back, and thank you for that little intermission or small video that I put out because, I just didn't feel it. And I don't care what you say, and I think that's the problem, and that's what we're talking about is mental health days and how people don't want to take it. And listen, I competed, I get it. I wrestled, I get it. You gotta push through, you gotta do this. No, sorry. We're people that are not in the line of that professionalism. Okay, we're people that are not in the line of that level of championshipness. You're a fucking person that goes to work. You're a person that's in college. You're a person that has a family. There's no need for you to hit that level, and that's the problem that most people think that we have to do. And all of a sudden, you're a pussy because of that, right? Oh, you're a pussy. Okay, cool, perfect, I am. So, and what does that mean? Because I know that I'm not. I know that I'm going to move forward from here. I know that I can keep stepping up. Just because I take a day, a week, 2 weeks off doesn't mean that I'm a P. And a lot of people out there preach, go ahead. Go on your phone, go on Instagram and hashtag motivation. Fuck. It's annoying how much you have to grind, how much you have to work, how much you have to stop being a pussy and push through the walls of barriers of glass. I get it. Time, place, and also your situation in life. If you're a mother that stays home and hangs out with their kids and takes care of the kids in the household and everything of that and maybe work part-time, do you really need to not take a day off? I don't know. Don't you think it's okay to? If you're a dad that works, or it doesn't even matter if you're a parent, because both of you guys fucking do the same thing these days, right? If you work 60 hours a week, 7 days a week, you don't think you deserve a day for your brain to just chill out? It's interesting to me, right? Because if we relate this to fitness, right, we have our days off. The typical fitness is Mondays, chest and triceps, Tuesdays, back and biceps, Wednesdays, off. When it's programmed, even in the 1980s till even now, hypertrophy cycles, it's off. I don't even know if people do it that way anymore in the bodybuilding realm. Ask Dom. But there's still a break. Right? There's still a day off. There's still recovery days. When I program a strength program, a powerlifting program, a fight program, guess what's programmed into there? Deload. Recovery days off. So why the fuck in our lives can't we take off? Why are we not allowed to be like, you know what? No, I worked 14 days in a row straight for you motherfuckers. Right? Weekends included. And I'm on call. I can't have a day off to let my brain recover. Your brain will never work at its fullest capacity if it's always at capacity. Your brain will never work at its capacity when it's at its capacity. Tell me I'm wrong. Go ahead, because I'm not. It's fucking science. Did you know thinking takes calories? Did you know it takes calories for you to think? Did you ever go on a low-carb diet? Or a deficit, you will understand that you cannot think straight. You cannot see straight. And you get real angry. Why? Because you're not providing the body it needs, the calories it needs to be able to function, to think, to do day-to-day stuff. Right? But we have these goals set, right? I gotta kill it. I gotta do this. And I gotta get here. I'm not saying it's not what you do. What I am saying is that you have to understand that mental health days are okay. They are good. Now, if you are abusing mental health days, right, that's called being a B or being lazy. It is very subjective. You can't just take a mental health day because you can't tie your shoes that day. I don't know. You know when the pressure's on, you feel like you can't do things straight, you have tons of anxiety, and you're trying to push through this wall. But you're trying to push through this wall, but you're getting nowhere. That's when I know I need to take a break. When I'm trying to stack so many things on my plate that my plates are just falling everywhere, that's when I know I need to take a break. And sometimes it's not taking a break from work because maybe you love work. Maybe it's taking a break from something else that's creating this stimulus inside your brain. What is it that when you wake up that you go, fuck, I gotta do that today? That's the one you take a break from. Because I'm sure if you take a break from that fuck for like a day or two, you'll be like, let's go after. I know that when I'm feeling overwhelmed, right, I wake up like multiple times in a night and I'm just thinking about stuff. It's like, oh man, I gotta do this podcast at 4 a.m. And then after that, I gotta do stuff for the PTA. And then after I gotta send an email. And then after that, the kids get ready for school. And then after that, I have to go to work. And then when I come back from work, I have to go to dance class. Then after dance class, when I'm in that cycle, it's a guarantee that I have to drop something, because I could only do it for this long. Because if I do it this long and stretch it and have anxiety and I'm overwhelmed, the outcome is not going to be as well as I plan it to be or I want it to be, because I'm not going to be able to think straight. So I'm going to forget things. I'm going to drop things. I'm going to get hurt. And I did that recently. I was just trying to stack things and trying to get a workout in, because I want to make sure I get my workout in. And without even thinking, the bar had 65 pounds on the bar. Nothing. And I did a bent over row and I blew my back out. Now I was out of work for a week. I was out of work. So I couldn't even walk around. I had to drive my kids. It was hard for me to even get into the car. It was hard for me to get out of bed. But because my stupid ass couldn't just take a break from something that I needed to, but my ego wanted to push. My ego says, you can do this. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Because that's me, right? I can do everything. I try to do everything. Now, especially if I'm in mania, I can do everything. And of course, a 65 pound, if you guys don't know what 65 pounds is, it's a bar with 10 pounds on each side, right? 10 pounds on each side. Because I said I would go light and just do some high reps just to get some movement in. Not thinking that the entire day I was doing bent over rows with cases of beer, cases of wine, cases of vodka and whiskey, kegs, lifting them, carrying them on my shoulder. Not thinking that counts as a workout. So I tried to add more into it, and boom, pop, there goes my back. Now I'm out of work, which means I made no money for a week, right? That creates a lot of stress, doesn't it? Not making any money during the week, because I don't have a salary job, guys. It's an hourly. Not only that, I can't enjoy time with my family. I can't drive comfortably. I can't even exercise now. Now I'm stuck because I thought I was being a P, and instead of doing nothing, I tried to do something. I'm sure I could have did other things like stretch, right? And hung out and pushed. No, I was like, no, I'll get this in. It's my last workout of the week. Let's complete the checklist, right? This is the last one. Pop, there goes my back. Killed me, and it still hurts. It's been 3 weeks now, and it still bothers me. Of course, I wear a back brace and I do all that stuff, but it kills because I was too stubborn to listen to what my body's telling me. And yeah, it's okay to have a mental health, but the hardest part about mental health days is not taking off. It's convincing yourself that you're not a piece of shit, right? It's convincing yourself that you're not being a pussy. It's convincing yourself that you're not being lazy. And that's the problem. That's the stigma we have. And we always fall into it because we think that we have to do this and we have to do that. When honestly, you don't. It just becomes this person, this thing that you are or have become because of your past, because of how you used to run and how you used to work. Someone at work today goes, Pete, why do you always pretend like you're busy? I was like, what do you mean? Because you always run around here like you're busy. And in my head, I was like, you know what? I don't even notice it. Even when I'm not busy, I just move fast. I move around. I walk. I do things. He said it to me. I was laughing. I was like, you're a dick. First off, you're a dick. We're saying that, but you're right. Because there was nothing. I mean, there was an emergency going on at the moment that he caught me. So I definitely was in urgency, but I wasn't busy. The whole fucking place was closed down. This hurricane shut everything down, blew the power out. There was water coming out of everywhere. It was flooded. There's water on the floors. The entire fucking restaurant, which is like a 30,000 square foot place, flooded. And I was running around, you know? But it's true because a piece of us might have been something in the past, right? It's the way we were. It's the way we do things. But no one knows but yourself. And it's hard to change that pattern. It's hard to change who that was. Or who you were. And for me, it's taken a lot. Now, I was going to save this part for another podcast, this next part, but I guess it makes sense, right? Because we've been talking about changing the entire time and how do we change? The thing is, how do you change? The best way to change yourself is to completely drop everything you do or have been. I don't know if that makes sense, but when I got here, even till now, until I got this job, I always thought that I need to be a trainer. I need to own a gym, find a place, find a facility, help someone build a gym, do something with a gym. But would there actually be change there? Or would I just be carrying over the stresses and you could even say the trauma that I've had from back east to this present day? Would I actually be letting go things or would I just be trying to create some new relationships that mimic the relationships that I have over there? Because I'll definitely try to find the same type of people. I'll definitely do the same style of training and I'll treat them the same, which means I'll just be the same person it would be Crank 5.0. It would be here. And nothing would change. My mentality wouldn't change. I'd probably just go back to the same cycle and then who knows? So I listened to the doctor, took their advice, very hard to do, and I just took a job. Instead of owning a gym or being a trainer and running my own business and doing all that shit, I just took an hourly job. I didn't care what I get paid. I didn't even care what I do. Now I do care, because that's my nature. I do care about what I do, but I didn't care about the title and the description. Although it's still hard to tell people, I'm a barback. When I used to own businesses, now I'm just a barback. Or am I just a barback? Or am I a barback? Now since you're a barback, that means you gotta be a bartender, right? A lot of pressure. But the main thing they say is if you want to change, you gotta change. And it doesn't mean doing the same thing that you've been doing. It means completely drop what you're doing and completely do something different. And that's how you can change 100%. And it's proven. So let's say you date these type of people over and over and over again. Why can't I find a husband? Why can't I find a wife that'll nurture me and love me and care for me? It's because you date the same fucking person over and over and over and over and over again. Because you feel incomplete with yourself. You feel incomplete with yourself. Here's what they always say, and it's 100% true. You will never find love until you love yourself. No way. You have to be completely competent with who you are and what you do. Otherwise, you're just gonna try to fill this void. I love my wife, right? I love her. I love my kids. But you know who I love more now? Me. I have to love me first. I have to love me 100%. And I talk to myself in the mirror. And I tell myself affirmations because that's what I have to do to love myself. I just can't do it. It's not easy for me to do so. I have to convince myself these things. But I do. That's why it's not hard for me to let Nat go on vacations and go and do things and that. I'm not scared of that. I'm not. It's gonna happen. It's terrible. But I'm not scared to talk about it. I'm not scared to write a will. I write it every month because I know my best interest that I'm doing my job to love myself. At the same time, with I love myself, I can portray love to other people. But I didn't love myself for many years. And I was just fake relations. But you may be the person that dates that same person. And you just got a different variation of an abusive person or a shitty person because you don't even know who you are. So you're not gonna really who you have. Does that make sense? So fucking stop dating that type of person because you know what they are. You know who they are. Find someone different or no one. How's that? Take a break because some people can't even be by themselves. Be by yourself for 2 years. See what happens. Nope. You'll get into a relationship really quick because you're insecure of being alone. What do I do? I'll never find him. You will. When you love yourself enough to put the energy out that you love yourself, you'll find that person. I'm not I was going to say Dr. Ruth. Was that a love doctor or something like that? I don't remember. Anyway, I'm getting off track here. Mental health days are very important. You could even plan them out. It could be on your days off of work, but that day off of work, you might have to say, hey, I need a mental health day to your family, and then maybe go to the beach and go walk for the day. Schedule it, or just take off and do things with your family that don't have a lot of stress. I'm not sure what your mental health day looks like, but for me, I just didn't want to make a podcast because I had so much other things to do. My mom's here right now, so I'm trying to, cater to my mom. My wife's away. She's in Ireland, fucking some dudes. I'm just kidding. Maybe, I don't know. It doesn't matter. No, she's not. She's not. Guys, again, I gotta take that back right now because she would kill me. Because she would not, actually, at all. But I needed time, and I was trying to squeeze this time in. Even to make it now, it's Friday. I got out of work about Friday, 7 p.m. I put the kids on extra phone time, and now I'm doing this. But I planned it. And now I'm going to finish in a couple minutes. But I do want you to know that mental health days are very important. The thing is we don't like to take them because we're afraid of what other people would think of us if we did. And that's the problem. We care too much about what other people would think of us if we took a day off, even though we are the hardest working people you'll ever. So if you're going to take your mental health day, let me know if you did. It'd be great. I have a new podcast coming up with a new guest, a great guest that I've randomly he reached out to me and has a great story, and I'll let you know who he is. I'll let you know who she is. They're from Canada, so definitely someone you guys don't know, but I'm really excited for it. So I'll see you guys later. If you haven't, make sure you guys subscribe to the podcast, review the podcast if you can, so I could get some sponsorships. And then let's listen to our DBT really fast before I go. And we're back with the captain here. The captain here, DBT, deck time. Something's going on with this part. Bridge burning is when you remove the means of acting on harmful behaviors. Without the means, you have more opportunities to be skillful. If you overeat, get unhealthy foods out of your home. If you use drugs or alcohol, get them and use get rid of them and using I can't read. Get unhealthy foods out of your home. If you use drugs or alcohol, get rid of them and or using paraphernalia. I get it. It's a weird way they word it weird. And if you self-injure, dispose of the implements of self-injury. Think of a harmful behavior you want to give up and take the bridge burning steps today. So this is pretty extreme, right? It's just like if you were dieting, right? If you're dieting, we'll say, okay, let's clean our cabinets out. That's what we do. So if you're gonna start to eat better, have healthier habits, you'll go into your cupboard and or your pantry and your fridge and take out the nacho chips and throw them out. Take out the Skittles and throw them out. Take out the alcohol and pour it out, right? Because if you want to see the best results, you have a better chance of success if they are not around. Not only that, it's gonna be really tough for you to just get into your car, take a ride, and go to the store because you're probably gonna be so lazy to do it that you'd rather choose to have some fruit instead. Right? The other ones I want to talk about is if you are in self-harm and want to self-harm yourself and you used a razor. For me, I had a razor blade, I had a burning utensil, and I had a little knife, and I would sharpen it every single day. And I would burn myself and I would cut myself with a razor, and I threw the razor out, right? And I took the burning, I had a lighter that I would just hold the thing and I threw it out. It didn't stop me though. Right? That still didn't stop me. I would do more. I would find other things. But I did take away the more sharper thing. So that cutting did stop. Did I really stop burning myself? No, I did not. I did that a lot. And I actually still have that knife, right? But pick and choose your battle, because the razor would have done a lot more harm than the knife. Now, I'm not saying you should do all of that, but if you have something that's really tough or something that is very self-harming, please text me. I don't fucking know. Call a therapist. Call 911. You don't have to call 911 as an emergency. Sometimes you just need to talk and they'll direct you in the right hotline in the right way. Or you can call the mental mobility hotline. The number's right here. Call it, leave a message, talk it out, whatever you want to do. All right, I'll see you guys later. So burn the bridge. Whatever you're doing, stop that shit and eliminate it from your present. All right, I'll see you guys later. It's Pete from the Mental Mobility Podcast. I'll see you guys later. Captain out.